Hello and welcome back to Lunacid. This is episode 7. We are still in the Accursed Tomb, and for me it has been a couple of days. I have been thinking about this encounter with death quite a bit. It is very confusing to me, and it feels all the more wrong the longer I think about it. Now, to make one thing absolutely clear, I have not done anything since the last episode. I have not been running around collecting items or farming or anything. Just wanted to clarify because I mentioned I could, but I didn't feel like doing so until we have figured out this death thing. So, one of the reasons why it feels so weird is I don't see myself properly doing anything against it. I don't think I can fight death. I don't think I can prevent death from appearing, although it's not even clear to me why death appears. It's possible that I'm doing something that triggers the appearance of death. Maybe they don't like me picking up items in that area. I have to test that, I guess, because the timing felt always kind of weird and random. And now I'm wondering whether it is timed and random or timed based on me crossing a certain point. And then I was progressing at varying speed. So the final encounter with death always looked a bit random. Maybe it is based on something different entirely, and maybe I should be doing something else. Another thing I've been thinking about, maybe there is a hint somewhere in the game manual about something that I can be doing and I'm not realizing. Yeah, this is not in-game stuff. Contents. Controls, look around, move, attack, block, jump, run. Run? Hold up. Oh, I see. Holding B actually makes me walk. So I have been running the entire time. Okay. Come on. Here, manual. Run, walk, open, close menus. Yeah, select button, whatever. Left magic, right magic, swap weapon. Interact, use quick items, swap quick items. Shift and move backwards. Hold on. I see. So if I hold B, which is the walk button, and then I double tap backwards, and then I do a 180 turn. Okay, it's nice to figure these things out after such a long time, but none of this is going to help me against death. I was more thinking about something in the character creation description, or some of the stats. Character creation menu, here you can input the desired name for your avatar and either select their appearance from the list of presets or use a custom PNG for further options. You can also select the avatar's preferred nouns here. Pronouns, I guess they mean. Then you must choose a class, which will determine your avatar's base stats, elemental resistances, footsteps, and unique gameplay aspects. Unique gameplay aspects? Interesting. Starting classes. So we are a thief. A hidden figure from a faraway land cast into the well for their crimes. They begin with a little, but are adept at finding lost treasure. Ah, unique gameplay here probably refers to finding lost treasure, so we maybe have a higher item discovery stat, which might be a hidden thing. So we take additional damage from fire, we take additional damage from light damage. We take reduced damage from poison and dark. Okay. A knight. A valiant warrior, steadfast and determined. Albeit lost without a king, they excel at combat and find glory in violence. They have reduced damage against light, but increased damage from poison and fire. Witch, a cunning magic user with a penchant for the dark. They thrive with the waxing of the moon and feed off their own lunacy. Oh yes, speaking of the moon, since it's been a couple of days now since the last recording session, I've noticed that the moon in the main menu is actually like shows a different phase, and somewhere in the game menu it mentioned that some of the lunar magic stuff here in the game actually depends on the real world moon phase, which is funny. So I guess the game is reading the dates, the current date, and then infers the phase of the moon. So the witch gains additional feed off their own lunacy. So the lunacy stat does something beneficial for the witch. It's unclear though whether it gives additional like bonus damage or whether it actually heals the witch. Because feed off to me sounds like it's gonna heal her, but I might be misinterpreting this. Vampire, a bloodthirsty creature of the night, awakened by hunger. Regains health by inflicting damage, but blood regain is much slower. Also takes damage in running water. In running water, specifically. Interesting. I don't think that's the same texts that we had seen during character creation, though. Because I don't recall reading takes damage in running water. Reduce damage from ice and poison, and double damage from light. That's insane. But only 1/4 from dark damage, which makes sense. Undead, a discarded corpse unwanted by the world above, yet highly resistant and stubborn. Cursed blood causes more damage when used as a weapon. Cursed blood? Oh. I guess that means when the undead uses blood magic, they will be dealing more damage. Takes a vast amount of damage from fire and light. Strongly reduced from poison and dark, though. Royal, a child of noble birth, inexperienced but well-equipped otherwise, their lineage foretelling of importance. Starts with more silver currency. Fairly meh across the board in terms of resistances. Although reduced damage against physical is kind of unique. Cleric, a nurturing healer on a pilgrimage to help those who are lost in the Great Well. They put others first, for better or worse. Unclear what kind of mechanic that means or implies. Shinobi, a silent deadly shadow sent into the well to assassinate. They care not for the corpses left behind, only those ahead. And then Forsaken, a waste of flesh, notable for nothing, lest the dust it leaves behind. They have nothing to lose, driven forward only by self-loathing. Strongly reduced damage from poison, but additional damage against physical. Additional damage from physical, okay. Yeah, this is only by the mechanics of combat. Magic and lunacy. Dependent on the caster's maximum mana, spell cost, and the real-world lunar cycle. Right. Depending on the lunar cycle, you gain more lunacy. Leveling. Killing enemies grants XP, displayed in percentage on the status screen. At 100 or more XP, you can level up your various stats at a crystal menu. Yeah, weapon leveled up, smith's grave, whatever. Status effects, come on, tell me something interesting here. Various ailments can assault you into the depths. Take care, blood begins to spill from bleeding. If damage is received before the blood is replenished, then the player's health will lower to the point of blood loss. Well, the ailment is not fatal on its own. So bleeding is more like potential damage that then recovers. Unless you take damage and then your health actually goes down to that point. Which we've been self-inflicting blood loss from these blood magic things we used in the forest. Whereas on constant damage over time based on a percentage of the player's maximum health. Take care not to let it linger. Sure. Curse. A magical curse restricts the player's actions. Attacking will not be possible until the curse is lifted, and I guess a couple of other things probably as well. Though curious, are non-attacking spells still possible? Like the rushing, the wind gust, or what was it? Wind rush? Blindness, a darkening of the eyes. Extra light sources, such as torches, will be useless as the darkness grows within you. Slowness, a paralytic haze which slows you down considerably. Some foes rely not on speed but seek to lower their victims instead. Mana drain and XP drain. None of these tell me anything about how to deal with death. Elements: normal, fire, ice, poison, light, and dark. NPCs, alchemy, credits. No, nothing here tells me anything about how to deal with death. It's interesting though that I never quite noticed that there's a walking button, but okay. I guess I don't need to walk even slower because I can control the speed with the analog stick anyway. Okay, let's head back to where death was. Wait, this is my rushing forward spell. Huh? That was a weird sound. I actually forgot. Do we want to go here? Navigating a labyrinth after multiple days is not easy, let me tell you. Oh, we want to go there. Hold on, what? Why is this locked? Elven sword obviously doesn't do anything. Does it lock after time, or did it not save that this was opened? Yeah, we had the Elven sword equipped because we wanted to level it up. That sounds plausible. No, I think we've been through here. I guess that thing just closes after a while. Also, wasn't there a secret door? Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, we need to go back here. Hold on, do we have the VHS back? No, it's gone. Okay. What is that sound? Pyropal. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else here. Yeah, you would kind of think that something should happen in this room, right? It feels so unique, I guess. Maybe we can bring an item here to resurrect the vampire or something. No, I don't know. There's nothing specific here. Right, so we want to go here. So the question now is, what exactly is triggering the appearance of death? Right, that's the wrong sword. Yo, it doesn't cycle backwards at the top. All right. So I just hope it's not gonna be attacking with this staff, nor with this sword, because that would be terrible. I'm gonna assume, for now, that it's either attacking the enemies here, or it is picking up items here, or it is timed. Which means let's try to rush past all the enemies here and try to enter this labyrinth and see if something happens. Right? I just don't recall how exactly to navigate this space. Because it's a maze. Crap. Yeah, I don't want to pick items right now. I am lost. Ha, it's actually possible that we have to find a specific spot in this labyrinth that is not here. Right, so every single time so far we've been coming here, where death has been finding us. And I don't know what to do here. Right, is there... hidden doorways? Is there something to interact with? Okay, so far death hasn't appeared, which is curious. So there was no other obvious place to progress. The castle is somewhat locked. Although maybe our jumping ability, which is better at this point, can help us. It has already helped us to get this elixir in the very wing's rest. Secret doorways? Nothing. Interestingly, death does not appear. Yet. Is it truly about picking up items then? Ah. Maybe death didn't like that we stole the burial gifts of the dead. That would be plausible, actually. Although the game not communicating that to you at all is kind of evil. Even before death appears anyways. Maybe it is timed and I just spent a long time fighting the skeletons every time? I don't know. But then again, I don't see anything in any of these rooms. So what are we doing here? What is the goal? I was hoping we would find another, like, exit out of the catacombs to go to a different place. Or to find something like a key that would allow us to progress in the castle. Or at least some information that we could use somewhere else. Death approaches anyway, so maybe it is timed after all. So it's not about items. And I don't even see what kind of items I'm picking up here now, because death is here. But there is nothing in these hallways. Just a couple of items. What? Cursed and bleeding. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. That doesn't make sense to me. Are we trying to find a different exit out of the labyrinth then? Excuse me? Okay, the creatures just killed us. So this time we haven't picked up any items since death appeared. No, since going through that gate. I just don't expect anything. If there is a trigger, the trigger must be behind that first gate that we open with the vampire sword. I was just thinking, does the coffin do anything with death? Does the coffin slow death down? Because there must be a use for this coffin spell, right? You can use them as platforms, that's something. So we're trying to go there? Yes, that's where we're trying to go. Okay. Ah! Stay away from me. Elven sword. Not wooden shield, vampire hunter sword. Or maybe this is a dead end after all, and death is only there to make me uncomfortable? I don't know, but that would mean that we have to go somewhere else. Right, so okay, this time let's since it took quite a while for death to appear, maybe we run past all the skeletons and then we actually, what happens if I... That doesn't do anything. What is that spot? So either there must be another exit from this labyrinth that I have not been able to find, or I have to progress somewhere else entirely. This doesn't do anything with enemies, so I guess it's not going to do anything with death either? Oh, this was just an enemy, right? Yeah. Okay, so then let's try to instead just collect all the items we can get here before death appears. and see if any of them tells us anything. Earth elixir. Health vial. Nice. So maybe we can get all the items here and then leave again through the labyrinth without dying all too badly. And then we can collect our thoughts and try to figure out where else we want to go. Because this feels such a weird dead end. Ocean elixir. Maybe I'm missing a spell or a tool to actually deal with death. That is currently my second best guess. Yeah, it really feels like a weird dead end with a couple of items. Maybe we need to go to the castle. There's really just a couple of health vials and elixirs here. It really is so strange. Think I want to go here? No. Navigating this space is terrible. Death has not appeared at all. What? And I couldn't find anything over there. It's very, very strange. Well, okay. Maybe we just don't want to be here. Death approaches now. While I'm leaving. So yeah, it does feel just timed. Question now though. Should I try the Coffin spell on death, or should I try to run back and save? Because we've got a bunch of items. This way? You know what? This entire sequence with death has told us that this vampire hunter sword can dispel dark stuff, like from the gates, right? We were able to open the gates with this sword. Is that what we need in the castle? Huh. I guess we will have to go test that now. Sit, yeah, okay. Oh, Oceanborn Shard. Yeah, Cheryl, don't mind me, I'm just redecorating. Trying to upgrade my measly elven sword. Weapon is not ready. Yeah, I know. I've seen that thing. Clive, do you have another story for us? You have told us about the Great Witch who escaped the Great Well. Another time, then. Do we have alchemy to try? We have bones? Well, we don't have opal. And we don't have bones, so I guess there's not much we can craft right now. Yeah, so I don't know whether it was last episode or the episode before, but we figured out how to get to this elixir due to our increased jump height now. And I was wondering if we can make use of that additional jump height also at the very, very start of the game. There was like a passage across the well that was too high to get to. Do we have a level? We do have a level. You know what? At this point, it really doesn't matter with the levels. Oh, yeah, but save. No, save. Now warp. No. Here. I would honestly be surprised if this spot is truly where you need to go to progress. Oh yeah, maybe the Elven Sword is ready now. It does look ready. That's the spot I was thinking about. It's possible. Let me just make sure we have saved on this side of the warp, so we don't need to warp again when we die. Save. Okay. Hold on. We've also figured out that this can act as a platform, right? We were standing on that just earlier. Aha! Magic. Oh? Forbidden archives. Maybe the coffin spell is what we needed from the catacombs. Wow. What is that? This looks suspicious. Huh. Huh. Probably not an exit. Oh, is that paper floating around? Wow. I am truly flabbergasted. Is this the way forward? Sit. Nice. Huh. Come on. Let's go upgrade this sword. What? Oh, elven longsword. A gold longsword inlaid with silver and sharpened beyond mortal talent. A useful melee weapon created by the skilled craftsfolk of the Elfin Kingdom. I guess we should then go and upgrade the rapier. Stab all the flowers. Because that's clearly how you upgrade a weapon. Oceanborn shard. Huh, is that consistent? Clive, do you have another story for us? Yes. What is it about this moon statue that I find so intriguing? Why is it here? Does it tell me something? Do we need to interact with it at some point? Okay. It's truly interesting that we are now in a different area with the archives. I don't know if the Coffin spell really is necessary to get there. You can probably just level up dexterity quite a bunch. Yeah, it's actually interesting that you can do that to get to places. And it doesn't even eat all that much mana. Save and warp. So the archives are here now. Before we get to the archives though, I wanted to go back to the castle and check if there is something we can do with these doors now. No effect from physical damage. Oh, while cursed I cannot even swap my weapons? So does this do anything? No. Does the Vampire Hunter sword do something? It doesn't even say no effect. It doesn't say anything. Yeah, we did some platforming to get places. Ah. On the other side was this NPC, right? And I vaguely remember that next to them there was a place that kind of looked like you can jump up there. Here. Stabity stab stab. Moonlight vial? Huh. Okay, let's grab more moon petals while we're here. Yeah, this spot looks suspicious, doesn't it? Almost like you're meant to go up there somehow. Castle cells. Salutations, little lambkin. I am Sir Garat the Hound. I am on my way to kill the lord of this castle. But I've run into a bit of a conundrum. I can't figure out how to open the main gates. I feel so foolish. How does it work, I wonder? You cannot go there? That looks like a prime spot to climb. I mean, from there you could go up there, and then up there, and then up there? No? Maybe we have to go to the library and like find a book with information about how to open the castle gates? That's currently my next best guess. Huh? I guess that doesn't do anything. Ha! Is there something we have to do with the statue? Please don't tell me this only opens up at specific, like, times of the month with a specific phase of the moon? Please don't tell me that's how that works. I mean, they wouldn't do that, right? It feels like it should be something that is like in-game somehow. I'm really wondering whether it's intended that I am already able to reach the archives via essentially just jumping? Because there wasn't anything else out in the lake, right? Except that item. Although now I'm even more so wondering, considering how little mana the coffins take. Can you just build yourself a bridge here? Or like stairs? To get up there? mean, this feels kind of silly, but I guess as long as it works. Probably just a mana vial anyways. Maybe an elixir of some sort. Physics. Oh, it doesn't even cost mana, it costs blood. Even more OP, like what? This is so silly. You know why I'm thinking about this in that form? I have heard about one, like the most recent, I think, Zelda game, the top-down 2D version where Princess Zelda is the playable character, and she has like magic spells. I've heard how she can like summon things, and one of the most broken spells in that game apparently is like a bed, which is just a platform that you can summon anywhere, and you can pile them up, and like that solve almost every puzzle in the game, which feels weird, but I guess it's one way of dealing with a problem. And once I realized that I can stand on the coffin, I had to think of exactly that. Is this intended? But then again, what other use does this spell have? Because it doesn't do anything, right? Hold on a second. Is that maybe the key to open the castle gate? No way. It looked like a vial from a different angle. I guess I need to pile the coffins even higher. This feels so silly. It's probably not the one and only intended solution to this problem. I still kind of expect there to be a spell that allows you to jump up high somehow, similar to the gust of wind thing we have. Sure, let's just lodge coffins into the rock face. Such a wild game. This feels so silly. Also, it almost feels as if this is not truly stable, with the things just sliding down further and further. We might actually not be able to get all the way up. Just because I cannot pile them faster than they slide back down again. That doesn't feel stable. Are we breaking the game? This feels so wrong. Huh? Wait, what is this? This is not a vial. Corrupted Dagger? We might as well use it for weapon XP for the rapier, right? Corrupted Dagger. Ritual Dagger was a poison weapon with not a lot of damage. An odd curved dagger soaked in blood and covered with a rust-like growth. Bound to whoever has touched it so that it comes back to them. Type can be switched by pressing block. Scales with dexterity and does dark damage. What do you mean with type can be switched? Huh? Well, that doesn't feel like it's gonna open any pathways. Also, let's double check this spot down here. Which is where we got a... What is it? The Dark Rapier was from here? I think it was. Huh. But yeah, so this Corrupted Dagger doesn't have a weapon XP, so I guess it's mostly... I don't know what the point of it is. Over here we had skeletons, right? I was thinking about collecting some bones while we're here. Because I really want more banners to mark our path. Game, why you frame hitching like this? Yeah, the more I think about it, the more plausible I find it to learn how to open the gates of the castle from the archives, actually. Because where else would you learn such things? Don't give me silver, I want bones. Oh, hey. Bones. And I think we can upgrade the rapier now as well. Well, that was an interesting detour to the lake. Now we have another dagger. For whatever reason. Yeah, I really don't know what the intended way of getting up to that dagger should actually be. The coffin thing felt like a cheese. But hey, I guess it worked. I'm actually wondering now. Do you interact with these coffins in any way? No, you don't destroy them. Because why would you? I find it really funky how interesting the spells are in this game. The blood thing for the plants already, for me, was an indicator that, hey, maybe spells are doing something else in this game. Gotta clean up after yourself, right? Well, maybe not. Okay, so we still don't know how to enter the castle. Or how to open the main gate of the castle. I was kind of hoping that the way to open the gates would be like from the inside, and first you have to like sneak out and around somehow, but I don't see how to get in at all. Ha. You know what? Let's get additional jump height. And then let's go back to upgrade the rapier. And here a story from Clive. Except I want new stories. Silver rapier. Oh, this one now deals light damage. A thin piercing sword made of the finest silver, no doubt manufactured during the Crusades for battle against the undead. Are you telling me that we could have bought the rapier at the very start of the game and probably had it already upgraded by the time we reached the catacombs? And then you wouldn't even need to go find the Vampire Hunter sword to open these gates? Interesting. But now we have a silver rapier and a dark rapier. What's the point of this weapon? Bound to whoever has touched it, so that it comes back to them. What does that mean? Wait, you don't want to sell? Antidote anymore? That's interesting. Maybe we do want to run around with it for a while and see if anything interesting happens. Also, I wanted to make more banners with the bone that we just found, right? Bones, ashes, and ashes. But I don't have bones anymore, right? Oh, maybe I picked up two. Okay. So, Forbidden Archives. Will we find a gigantic pale drake? Somewhere in the archives? I mean, you never know, right? Gotta see what you can find. Is that a floating book? I guess we'll be fighting floating books then. And there's snails down at the bottom. What's back there? More incense burners? Curious. Are you an enemy? You take damage from lights 0% dark. I guess then that's the wrong weapon for you. Oh, you know what? Let's just go with the steel club. Necronomicon? Sure. Sure. Huh, can you read it and then go insane? I mean, gain lunacy. It's very trippy that this bookshelf is twisted. Some of them are twisted. Also, they said they want light damage. Reach 3.5, 4. Let's go with 4. So I guess going to the catacombs was helpful to at least get this guaranteed light damage weapon. Oh? Pyropal. Read. History of the Ages, Volume 17, Excerpt 6. Of all the kingdoms, Lyria, the knight statue that we saw, right, was Knight of Lyria? Of all the kingdoms, Lyria embraced magic the most. If the tales can be trusted, Illyrian caused the crying moon. What now? Caused? So is the liquid coming out of the moon result of a spell gone wrong? Whether on purpose or not is unknown, but the flowing moonlight escaped directly on Lyria, enveloping it in silver liquid, drowning it down into the earth. Huh? Curious. Hold on then. Does that mean we need to go around and find more books to read? I'm very curious now. I want to learn more about this castle. And clearly we cannot read the books in the shelves, because that would be... I mean, that would be too plausible, right? Was there another set of books? I guess we want to go down there eventually. Read. History of the Ages, Volume 17, Excerpt 5. A breaking point in the Dark War. King Griffith? Berserk reference. King Griffith became the first human to acquire magic by drinking the cranial fluid of a felled Jotun. That's the giant walking creature on this sanguine sea. This knowledge soon became common, and many created entire armies of spell swords. The creatures are driven back, and this begins the first age of magic. Fascinating. Okay, but we were not able to damage that creature. Oh well, it would have been like implausible because it has too much health, I believe. So none of these was readable either. You know what? Let's save. Ha! Okay, let's go learn things about the world. Hold on, what? Where did you come from? King Griffith, you say? Huh. This was excerpt 6. Before that was excerpt 5. I'm wondering now, will we find more of that text? Oh, hey there. Fire opal. Ocean elixir. Oh, right. We picked up an elixir or two in the catacombs. I guess we still need to drink those. Let's do that now. Oh, we have an earth elixir as well. What? No, I didn't mean to push that button. Ocean elixir 2. Okay. Then let's press on. Read. History of the Ages, Volume 17, Excerpt 7. The first age of magic ended while the moonlight continued to fall. Carving its way into the earth, and after a series of corrupt rulers and mages, mankind grew to distrust magic. They began sending them back to Lyria by throwing them into the cascading silver liquid. So is this castle also part of... Ooh, elevator. I'm wondering now if the castle Le Fanu is part of this Lyria history, or if it's just... Oh? Question mark. Friend? that's one of the monks from the Temple of Silence. Why is this here? What? Okay. Weird. Very weird. Will you take us down? I'm very tempted to jump onto that roof and check the other side. But I guess we can do that later as well. Check all the walls. Also cut the plants, because why not? Except the palm trees. Those we don't cut, apparently. And nothing along this wall. Lights on. Hellfire. Okay. No obvious hidden passageways along the walls. Wait, didn't we see a snail somewhere down here? Maybe it was a different part. Oh, what is this? Cursed painting? No. Not a cursed painting. Oh, then there was a snail. Right. Oh, wait, this will be a shortcut now, right? Aha. Sweet. $5 silver from a Necronomicon. Why are there so many copies of the Necronomicon? Isn't it like the one and only cursed book that will destroy the world or whatever? Or bring bring back the old ones? Something like that. How is there like 20 copies of the book here? That's where we've just been. Read. Excerpt 8. After the brief second age of magic, the Great Well was constructed directly over the hollowed void from the barely seeping moonlight. 3 of the great kingdoms formed a trust, banishing most magic. They together founded a new feudal rule, the Golden Lance, over the ruins of Lyria. Okay. We have heard of the Golden Lance, have we? Was it tied to Uxvihard? Oh no, wait, was it just Uxvihard the Golden? Not tied to the Golden Lance? Right, we need to go there now. But probably we want to save, so that in case something unexpected happens, we keep the progress. And there's another level up. At this point, I probably want more intelligence. Because I really don't know how to level. But hey, we're finding more and more use for magic, so I like that part. Oh well, that was fortunate. I was actually expecting the Believer not to do anything, because it looked like the elevator was already here. Okay. But hold on, we went up now. Yeah, it doesn't quite look like there's anything on the other side of this. But okay. Have we ever checked the stats on the snails? Milk snail? Takes highest damage from light? That's very unexpected. Ocean Bone Shard. I actually like their overall level design and the aesthetic that they go with. Like being able to show you where you've come from and where you're going. It's really nice. Hold on. There's something glowing here. I mean, some of the levels were much more, you know, confined. A much more, like, twisted pathway maze-like. But when they did open up, they allowed you to see a bunch of things. I really appreciate that. Switch of music? Why? Ice sickle weapon? Oh, would you look at that? History of the Ages, Volume 20, Excerpt 3. Later, when the Golden Lance began to take rule and Lyria was mostly destroyed, Prince Krelal vanished the entire Fanu castle. The castle was eventually discovered during the Crusades and became a focal point for conflict. However, since its vanishing, its servants had been turned, and the prince had amassed an army of creatures. who succeeded in defending it. So in the castle we have a gate like this, but I think with a different color of crystals? Red crystals and white crystals? So will we learn how to open those gates here? Which still means that this entire catacombs thing was more like a dead end? That feels very weird. Why can you sit? Well, that's an interesting painting. Bloody sword. Oh god, what is this? Normal attacks? Chimera? Yeah, you do look like a chimera to me. Oh, we already have the steel club here. Quick stride. A blood magic that redirects the caster's blood to the legs, resulting in faster movement speed for 30 seconds. Heck yes. No, what? Did I not switch the spell? Oh wow. Nice. You can also jump further, I believe. Also, it's blood magic, that means you can cast it infinitely often. Unless you take damage. That's craziness. We got the zoomies. Her. What is that thing? Enlightened one? You don't look enlightened to me at all. That creature looked like it had gained too much insight. Oh, secrets. Oh, sword. Wolfram great sword. 56 damage compared to the 65 of the steel club. A massive sword made of a rare metal called tungsten. Yeah, that's funny, because Wolfram is the German name for tungsten. Very few can swing it effectively, and its blade has gone blunt with overuse. But the sheer weight is enough to fell most foes. Reach 4.8. Why is it straight out worse than the club? I mean, it does feel like a reference to Guts after we have just had a reference to Griffith. Speed 14, speed 18. I still don't know what backstep and thrust do on the weapons. Another reading alcove? This was the secret door, okay. I think this is where we came from? Is that possible? Maybe not. Maybe yes. Yes, this is definitely where we came from. Okay. It's very confusing to be turned around like that. Okay, so here was the secret door. Nice, so we have two paths. No. We have one reading alcove, and we have one path to check. Elevator? It's probably a shortcut back down. I wonder where it connects to, though. Where do you go? Huh? How does it relate to anywhere we've been? Maybe it isn't a shortcut? Place with paintings. I am very, very confused. None of this is where we've been before. It is like vaguely the same area, but it doesn't quite connect, does it? Fairy moss? Yeah, because up there's a checkpoint. Is there a shortcut here somewhere? Maybe there is. Wait, what? Did that snail drop an item? It's so interesting how the visual effects of the game are rendered completely differently depending on distance. Like the glowing effects for items are way easier to see far away, like that, than they are up close. Which is really curious. Oh, hey. Are you a friend? Daedalus. Okay. Greetings, young traveler. What are you here after your son Icarus went missing, or? Your hands are really weirdly black. Did some fire take care of the books here? You must be a historian as well. I hope this library has exceeded your expectations, as it did mine long ago. But wasn't Daedalus a craftsman? Many unwanted books found their way into the Great Well over the ages. There are even cursed black books that couldn't be burned or destroyed, but were soaked in ink to remove their incantations. I am quite fond of these, like all knowledge deemed forbidden. I am able to interpret the subtle scratches left behind. If you happen upon any cursed black books, please bring them to me. I will reward you with the arcane knowledge held within. Do we have cursed black books? Also, what is fairy moss? Oh yeah, it's the healing moss. We had that before. I don't think we have anything that we could give you. Maybe we'll find something like that. Welcome. Make sure to bring me any black stained books you find. Okay, I guess that's just a hint that there will be such books to be found. Maybe we want something faster to stab all the books. Still looking for books to read, actually. But it's even more plausible now that we will find one of these black books that will contain knowledge that we need to actually enter Castle Fanu. And so we have to find the book and bring it to that historian, Daedalus. Oh, hey. History of the Ages, Volume 17, Excerpt 9. The Golden Lands ruled for several generations until it was found that they harbored and practiced forbidden magics. The outrage resulting in a long civil war eventually seeing an end to their rule and sparking the Crusades. Interesting. So how do we get back up to the checkpoint? This way? I was so convinced. I was so convinced that the elevator leading us down would reconnect to the checkpoint somehow, but it doesn't seem to do so. Very mysterious. What am I even looking at? There's some kind of dragon? Oh, there's a knight fighting a dragon? I think that's what that's supposed to be. Physical damage do be too strong. I'm somewhat expecting one of these sofas to be some kind of mimic and start to eat us while we sit on it. Maybe there's too much Dark Souls expectation on my side, but it would be very funny. What? I am so massively confused. We've been here? Oh, that is the elevator that went down? So then if that doesn't reconnect with an earlier area, maybe this path does? Just a mana vial? Oh look, there's an item over there. How to get there? Aha. Nice. So hold on, the checkpoint is exactly under this spot. And you're telling me there is no shortcut here? I mean, there must be a hidden path, right? No, there is not. This is where we got the Guts sword. What? This is where we fought one of the manticores, right? Huh? No, wait, is this where we came from? I'm not so utterly confused. Yeah, this is where our historian friend is. But we had come from over here somewhere. Okay. So we still need to find a way to get to these paintings. Oh. You probably take enough damage from physical attacks. Yeah, we don't even need the light sword here. Or vampire hunter sword. Oh. Oh, is that? Yeah, that's where the paintings are. Oh, there's a shortcut. Ah. Crystal shard. Thanks for the hitch game. And now what? Oh, that is a shortcut to here. Sure. I still wanted to check out this here, right? Nope, there's nothing there. I'm actually kind of surprised that we were able to just straight jump back up here, but okay. So... Oh, how does this connect to the checkpoint again? We had seen that. Huh? Wait. No, okay. I mean, now we're back at the checkpoint, but that feels very weird. We haven't really learned anything here. We haven't really found anything here. How does this help us now to get into the castle? Probably it doesn't. Well... Probably missed a corridor somewhere here. Okay. Well, let's warp to Wings Rest anyways. I just think this is a nicer spot to end the episode. I mean, we've explored most of this library now. Uxahan the Golden. It says during the reign of the Golden Lance most magic was exiled. Yeah, now we have more context for this. Maybe Uxvahard is going to be the final boss of the game. I mean, we haven't really found anything that could be called a boss, I guess. So maybe this game doesn't even have bosses. I don't know. Unless you want to count these demons as bosses. Huh. All right. So I'm still puzzled. How do we properly progress? I'm still missing something somewhere. And I don't quite see it. Be that as it may. I thank you all for watching, and I hope you will join me again next time.